Hello, this is Cheo with part of a series of Careers in Student Affairs month. And today we have two staff from American Indian Student Services tell us about how they got involved in our field and how you as students could get involved and could consider this as a profession. So I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves and to tell us what they do.
Well, I'm Andrew Yazzie, and I work with American Indian Student Services as a student recruitment specialist. So with AISS, I focus on American Indian student recruitment and outreach programs. So one of my main programs is American Indian Senior Day and American Indian Junior Day.
Thank you.
My name is Daniel Begay. I'm the program manager at American Indian Student Services, and in my time there, I've been helped in a number of capacities. I've helped with running our summer bridge program, but primarily right now, I work with the director to do a lot of program oversight, but also some of the assessment and reporting.
Let me ask both of you, Andrew and Daniel, how did you get involved in student affairs and in higher education?
Yeah, so for me, I worked at AISS as a student success leader for about 3 years, and then after I graduated, I took on an internship position with AISS, and then that kind of really got me interested in what student affairs was and just seeing the impact we have on students, and then also getting involved with all the different National Indian Education Association, NASPA, really getting connected and seeing what other professionals are doing all across the country was really inspiring for me, so that's when I decided to stay on.
Wonderful. How about you, Daniel?
I first applied to be a residential advisor with our summer bridge program in 2008. And after that, I was able to come on as a student staff, and I was there for the last 2 years of my undergraduate career. I had a little bit of time off, and I came back, and then as a professional intern, and then kind of worked my way up to a senior student program advisor, and then now program manager. I've had some exposure to student affairs during my undergrad. I was able to attend the 2009 NASPA conference, national conference, and then again part of the NASPA undergraduate fellowship program for the 2010 national conference as well. So I've had some exposure. I think in addition to the conferences that Andy had talked about, we've also had some nationwide exposure with NASI, the Native American Student Advocacy Institute. So this really allowed me to see what colleagues, peers are doing on a nationwide scale, definitely giving me some inspiration to improve our programming, to see where we have gaps, to always push a little bit further to support our students more.
So, Andy, you were an intern, which allowed you to get to know the Office of American Indian Student Services and the Division of Student Affairs. And Daniel, you were a NUF fellow as an undergraduate, which also allowed you to explore this. And I heard you say that probably had an impact. And you went to a few conferences to network with others in your field. So, wonderful. Now let me ask you, what advice do you have for students or maybe even staff that want to consider higher education and student affairs as a profession? We'll have both of you give some advice and some recommendations.
Yeah, definitely just being involved on campus. I think a lot of the people that I've met, the student affairs professionals, they've been involved on their own campuses, and then also getting jobs on campus. So AISS, we hire student success leaders to work within our department. We hire residential advisors for our summer bridge program, and then there's all sorts of other departments across campus that hire students to work within their offices. Then also we have the fellowship program, and so I know a lot of my colleagues have joined that and kind of gotten more exposure within student affairs.
This fellowship program is for over a year in my office, so yes, wonderful. Daniel?
I would definitely suggest or recommend having an open mind. I think like a lot of student affairs professionals, we don't necessarily go in or complete our undergraduate with intent of going into student affairs, which is similar to my case, but I think that there's so much work to be done, and there's tons of opportunity to really use the skills that you cultivate during your undergraduate. So I completed my bachelor's and master's in business, so I'm able to utilize some marketing skills in the department. I'm able to utilize some of the accounting skills as well. So even though I didn't go into those fields directly, I'm still able to utilize those skills. And luckily the director, she's able to work with me and help me develop a lot of professional opportunities to really tap back into those skills, even though I didn't go end up being a marketer or an accountant.
But it helped.
Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for sharing your experiences and for allowing our students to know how to consider higher education as a profession. And thank you so much. We appreciate it.
thank you.
Daniel, thank
Thank
you.
you.
You
Appreciate
bet.
it.